Okay, now it's working. So thing is actually first I'm going to share actually what is the thing we are going to cover actually. That's the basic thing. What are the syllabus we are going to cover here? Yeah, can you see my screen now? Yeah, this is something like this. I was preparing one syllabus. Actually, this is not 100% done yet, but this is. So what I want actually, I want you to because your requirement is only you want to get into Azure DevOps, right? Like you are looking for a job, right? Basically, right? Azure Cloud, AWS, and this as well. Okay. So this I covered actually some of the syllabus I have written here. This is Git and GitHub. This is Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps means the linkage will be same. See, another thing, one thing here. Let me do something here. Uh, Syllabus will be like this. So what we are going to do, so this will be our basic actually day to day. So see, in the beginning we are going to actually see. I'll cover AWS cloud. It is a cloud and Azure cloud as well. But I'll complete only like 15 services here. Actually, after you will know what is the services. Actually, what do you mean by services? What I mean by services. AWS I'll complete the services. Then coming to a DevOps side. Then coming to a DevOps side. I'll start with the Git and GitHub, and then the next will be then we will process. This is a version control system actually. Just the overview, small overview. Then after that, I'm going to go with the CI and CD, and that will be Azure pipeline. Plus, I'm going to give you Jenkins integration as well because see here is a difference. Here is a little bit difference. I'm just giving you overview. Don't be confused if you want. Don't be like don't make yourself down if you're not understanding. If you won't understand something. So this is just overview. So CI/CD means continuous integration and deployment. There will be two thing here for Azure. For Azure DevOps, you have to make CI/CD from Azure pipeline. And in case of AWS, you have to make a pipeline from CI/CD from AWS. This is the difference. That's why I have to cover both. Otherwise, I would have covered only Azure pipeline. Uh, Jenkins, yeah, we need to have a knowledge about Jenkins. And in case of Azure, we need to have a knowledge about Azure pipeline. And rest everything is see in DevOps side everything is same other than this other than this Azure pipeline. This is the difference between Azure DevOps and AWS DevOps, only difference. Okay, and here we can store code on Azure repo. We can store a code here in Git and GitHub, and there is another thing here as well. We can store on a Azure repo as well. On a Azure repo, let me add here actually Azure repo. So we can store code here in Azure repo. Repo means repository actually. So we can store a code here. GCP actually see GCP is good. Actually GCP is for advanced. Like if you are well good in like AWS, Azure, then GCP is for like who is having like 5 6 years of experience in cloud and DevOps. Um, Actually, not many opportunity. To be frank, no, not many opportunities in GCPs because GCP is very high end. High end can say means Google Cloud is not that well established yet actually. So that's why I won't recommend because see there are so many things. There are so many things to learn. It's not important. We should know each and everything. Basic understanding you will get from Azure Cloud. The time I'll teach you AWS plus Azure Cloud. See, thing is. Uh, Something like this there are so many restaurants in a town, right? Some of them then they are selling kebab, some of them they are selling burgers, some of them they are selling only pizzas. What is the basic deed of that? There is they are selling basically food, right? So that is a thing they are in case of Azure, AWS DevOps, Azure DevOps and GCP DevOps, something like this. They are they are selling, basically they are providing services, and they are providing different, not different services can say. They are providing same services, but problem is, AWS good are in some of the services, Azure are good in another type of services, GCP are good in another type of services. So that is the relevancy actually. So coming to here, actually, see, I'll teach you AWS cloud 15 services, Azure 15, then we'll go to DevOps side. DevOps side, that will be for both, that will be for AWS plus Azure. So we are going to study about Azure repository and Git and GitHub, that is same, CI/CD, Azure pipeline, Jenkins, that will be same. Now apart from this all together, everything will be same for Azure plus AWS, and that is, we are going to go with the Docker. Very basic. If you are experienced guy, if you need, if you want to, good money, if you want good money, so Docker and Kubernetes, this is your best. Actually, I want you to put a little head on here. Kubernetes, then we will Ansible. Ansible is for infrastructure creation, and then afterward Terraform. We'll go with the Terraform, and I'll give a little bit idea. Yesterday we had conversation. You told me you have basic idea about Linux, right? Yeah, just a basic idea. So Linux plus scripting. Scripting means that there will be like YAML scripting. That will be systematically actually. See, I'll keep until here because I won't make you, confused in the technology actually. Because see, if I talk about, there is so many things to learn here, but not right time actually to learn. So this much is enough for you. This much actually, this is not this much, this is a lot, but the way I'll teach you, I'll make it very simple so you will understand very simply. So coming to my side, actually, I have 13 years of experience now. I'm working more than 10 years in DevOps and cloud now. So yeah, I was all the Asian country actually. I used to be Norway, Denmark, Germany too. I was working abroad actually. I worked from 2010 till 2020. I was abroad. In 2020, I came in India. I was in Qatar as well. So this is the thing actually. Yeah, and right now actually I'm working for a Gulf Coastal Bank. Actually, that is a Qatar-based bank. Actually, I'm working for Qatar. So my mean is not to show you something. Actually, my mean to show you something is, you are in right hand if you study good. That is the thing. Not to show, because everyone, we are human being. You are good in something, I'm good in something, so that is different. Yeah, yeah. And another thing, if you have a doubt, if you have any kind of doubt, you can do one thing. You can ping me on WhatsApp. Whenever I have time, I'll reply your doubt. This is the doubt. So we will be. It will be like, this is interactive class. This will be for 1 hour. And if you have any kind of, I want you to Prakash bhai, I want you to push. Little bit, do some little bit practical. So you will be very good in technology. You know. Yeah. So actually, see, Prakash bhai, work will be like this. Our study will be like this actually. First will be theory. I will explain you theory, what and all we are going to study today. Something like what we will study today. That will be theory side. That will be only 30% of. Means uh, like 20 minutes we are going to spend every day on this, because to make you understand on practical, whatever the practical, because DevOps is all about practical, because you have to configure the things, right? So practical, that will be like 40 minutes, something like 40 minutes that will be. So whatever the practical I'm going to do, I'll give you this recording session. First thing, first advantage. And second advantage, whatever I'm writing on a paint, I'll give you that. And third thing is, I'll give you here. I'll prepare every day like this, because I'm not doing time pass actually. If you are, because this is related with someone's future actually. I know play with that. So see, Prakash bhai, I'll give you this like this notes. So you can see what is the difference here, what is the thing here. If you have doubt here, you can visit here, because this will be end to end. This is end to end actually. The time you will work, the time you will do practical, the time you will understand. Wow, this is very effective things actually. See, I'll give you this one as well. So these are all notes I'll give you. So you will have a lot of material to study. But second thing is, If you have doubt, you can ping me on WhatsApp and I can connect you faster, like 5 6 minutes. We can talk, yeah, this is like this is like this, so you won't feel like we are doing online classes. It will be something like offline interaction as well. Okay, this is the thing actually. So and second thing, I'm not going to talk, I know the if you want to talk something beyond this class and all, so you can ping me, because I don't want to waste your effective time. So whatever the 1 hour, I want to put that on a study. So you can use maximum this time, so I don't want to waste time, study time I don't want to waste. So this is the first day, so that's why I'm talking like this. So you can take us, I'll forward this page to you as well. So and I'll you can access that from a Google Drive. You can send me at the end of the class, you can send me your email ID, and I'll share this on your Google Drive. You can search on Google Drive. I'll share this on Google Drive. So if you need, you can. And another thing, what I want from you, Prakash bhai, I want from you is to create one folder actually, and please create one folder, and whatever the study material, whatever the study material, keep that in your front desktop here. So the time you see, if you open your desktop or if you open your laptop, you just go through a little bit, you can search another thing. And apart from this is very very important actually. I'll give you at least 10 project, end to end project. Okay, that will be real time. Because why I need to give you this, because you can understand the integration. I told you so many, I told you about so many tools here. So what you need to do actually, you need to understand what we are doing here, why we are using Docker, why we are using Kubernetes, why we are using Ansible. So because of these projects, you are going to understand, you will understand the things here. This is the basic thing. So now another thing what I need from you, I have included here. Another thing what I need from you is, I need you to create one account here. I have sent you link already. I'll send you link this GitHub www dot, this is a link, you just go there, and this is something like creating Facebook account. This is free of cost. Another link I'll give you on Azure Microsoft.com. This will be a cloud link. I want you to create a one. There is a two thing here. One is a DevOps link. This is a DevOps link. The time you'll click here, something I'll show you. I want to first thing I want to show you. This is our practical now. Oh, okay. Control Z. Control C. So see what I want actually. So this is my Control V. These so many classes I took today. Control V. I'm working actually. Night time I'm working. Saturday Sunday is off, so it's better to put on someone. Yeah. So it's like this. You have to go here and start free. Then you will not reach here actually. You will reach here. I'll create one organization. The time you will click there, no, you will not reach here. The time you will reach here, the time you will click there, you will reach on some organization. You have to create one organization. Just fill the detail, you will understand that. No complication there. Just fill the detail and then you will reach here. This is my first requirement. And the second requirement is, this is not my requirement actually. This is the requirement of the course. So GitHub. Another account is just to go to a GitHub. Let me log out from here. Let me log out from here. So sign up, and within I promise you one thing, within 60 days, within 45 to 60, not 45 actually, 30 to 35 days, you will understand what we are doing. I think you will be capable enough to appear for something, if you want to appear for interviews and all. Okay, and second thing, see, this is account actually. I just want you to, I did this faster. So I want you to create one account. I have mentioned this uh, URL here. You just need to click there and just go to URL, and please browse, just browse randomly. Sometime we browse Instagram, right? What is there, what is going on here, something like this. I want you to browse here. Just want to make you feel make you feel what we are going to do, how we are going to do that. So now coming to a technology. So as I was talking about, I said about two things. One is a cloud, and one is a cloud, and another is one is a DevOps. Whether yeah, this is a thing here. I need to share this one. Mm, Okay, this is your page. I'll pass this page because you can integrate the things actually. These small things are very important, because you will understand the integration later stage. So thing is, we have I was talking about two technology actually. One was cloud and another one is DevOps actually. So DevOps, whenever you are writing DevOps, you need to write like this: dev and ops, because this DevOps is a combination of two things. One is a development and another one is a operational team. So coming to cloud, I'll teach you about cloud first. What is a cloud actually? Can say cloud is a virtual storage. Virtual storage means before cloud, what was there? So you will understand why we needed cloud then. Before cloud, okay, cloud is a, can say definition of cloud is a, like can say virtual storage. Uh, this is a virtual storage, can say. Virtual storage means the storage which we cannot see. That is called virtual storage, or it is a, can say virtual storage. I'm just giving example of virtual storage. So what we used to do before that, we used to our we you know where we are making storage means we are making storage in a data center now. See, we'll have a data center here actually. Data center means like whatever the storage I have, that we will transfer to a data center. From cloud is a data center actually, center storage. So that is in all over the world actually, in case of AWS DevOps it's different. in case of um, uh, in case of Azure cloud it's different. They have their own data center actually. So what is the difference between AWS DevOps, AWS DevOps, GCP DevOps and Azure DevOps is Azure, and these are just companies. AWS is from Amazon, Azure is from Microsoft, and GCP is from Google actually. So they have their own data center, and where they are transferring their data, they are transferring their data into a data center actually. So what is the thing here now? What we was doing before data center? What we was doing before data center? We was making on-prem storage before. On-prem storage means something like this. We used to have, this was our chamber working area. This was our office, can say working office. People used to sit here and people used to work here, and whatever the data they used to produce, they used to transfer here in a data center. That this is called, there is a specific term here, this is called on premises data center. On premises data center means, see, on prime data center, or can say on prime data center. Whatever the data they used to transfer, they used to transfer to a on prime data center. Something like, see, if someone is working on a, if someone is working on a Facebook, I'm taking about 1950s now, 1960s, 70s, so before 1990s as well. Suppose Facebook, I'm example, this is example, just example. Suppose I'm working in a Facebook app, Facebook office. So what they used to have, they used to have something like this on prime data center. On prime data center means, if I talk roughly about Facebook today, they are producing 5 to 6 petabyte of data. 5 to 6 PB of data means they are making at least 5 to, this is a storage of around 5 lakh movie. If I store 5 lakh movie, that is each of 2 GB, that is each 2 GB, that will become 5 to 6 petabyte. You can understand this is very, and they are producing this data only in one day. So if they are producing this data means they need to send this data to somewhere. It won't be possible, otherwise how people will access the Facebook otherwise, because they won't find yesterday's data, whatever the browsing, whatever the thing they did there. If they no store this data, then how they can browse next? So this will be a failure of their business. So what, in if I talk about 1990s, before cloud actually, if I talk about 1990s, so what used to happen actually, not 1990s, can say 2000 or something. If I talk about if I talk about this, so what we used to do, we used to store the data on a on-prem data center. So means here we used to have each and everything like what we have in a traditional, like laptop or data center. What we can have like 8 GB of RAM, like something like this, 8 GB of RAM, like my hard disk HDD of like 1 GB. I'm taking example of i7 processor. My processor is one i7, something like this. I used to, I will configure my system here, and I'll whatever the storage is coming, I'll keep there. This is only requirement what I can, this is the only thing what I can do, in on premises data center. That will be in same building, same building, same place, that will be plugged through some wires, some broadbands, so some kind of things. So if today, see, if I want to buy today this system like 8 GB RAM, HDD of one disk, i7, this will cost me at least 60 to 70,000 INR. If I talk about INR, or that can cost me like 1000 USD. That will cost me around 1000 USD. So I'm coming here. Why we are doing migration? Actually, I'm coming here. I'm taking you here. Actually, why we are doing cloud migration? Why we are doing cloud storage? So I'm giving you a reason of that. So see, if we are doing on premises, if we are doing on premises storage means, if we are doing on premises storage means, see, you can understand the cost of the small, how much of storage I have, only 1 GB. Here how much we are producing, we need at least 5 lakh, around 10 lakh GB of storage. If I'll store like this, see the initial cost, how much I need to put, how much money I need to put. That will comes around how much, 60,000 into, oh, that will come a lot. So means in on premises, in on premises data center, initial cost is very 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 high. Initial cost was very 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 high. And second thing, not each and everything can start this. And third thing is, if there is a maintenance, if my system is not working, if suppose my this data center, in my data center, if this is not working, I need to check the recording as well, actually, whether it's getting recorded or not. Yeah, it's getting recorded. So thing is, this was the major disadvantage actually. Major disadvantage means, see, if I have a failure, if my system is not working, one of my system is not working, something is not working, and whatever the maintenance cost, I have to put that. Nobody is going to put the maintenance cost there. So what now, this is called migration. I want you to remember this term. This is specific term. If they'll talk, this is a migration. This is called migration. Migration from on premises cloud to a cloud. Now cloud came into a picture. Now because of this, actually initial cost is very high, so cloud came into a picture. Now what cloud is doing, so what cloud is doing, so now what cloud is doing, actually cloud are providing services other than what they did. Actually, see, what people are thinking, virtual storage means they are not storing in air. They need everything. They need hard disk, they need they need RAM, they need each and everything. They need whatever we have, a physical computer, whatever physical system we have, we need that in cloud. That is our requirement. But what they are doing, actually, they are making they made data center. They made data center, and inside data center, what they did, actually, see, I'll show you data centers. These are data centers. Actually, we have in India as well, we have six data centers here in India. So this is the type of data center here. See, these are the data center. Actually, if you see, this is called rack. Actually, if you talk, this is called rack. A rack, each and everything is kept in a rack and connected with the high-end communications. So this is the way how they did. This is the way they how data center. See, you can see the rack here, neat and clean. Whatever the storage they did here. This is like, yeah, this is virtual for the cloud. Actually, see what they did. Actually, see, we need storage, right? We need some place to storage. So what they did, they made each and everything, they connected. This is a data center, actually. See, corporate data center. See, they made like this. So whatever the data we are sending to a cloud, whatever we are sending to a cloud, they are storing here. and how they are making connection. See, it's not about only about data. So we need to know about networking as well, compute services as well, how is going to function, because see, we need to transfer the data to a data center, right? So we should know about networking, how we are transferring the data, what kind of port we are enabling, what kind of transfer, how we are making transfer, something like that. This is just to demonstrate something. Okay, so what we are doing, they are putting this into a data center, and they are providing services. Services means what kind of services they are providing. See, I have my requirement. Okay, I started one business, I have my requirement. I need 16 GB of RAM. I need 16 GB of RAM, and my requirement is I want 16 GB of RAM and hard disk of 1 TB. Okay, this is my requirement actually, and I want i7 processor, or there will be something like according to their configuration. I want like this system. Now, what they will do? They will give me services. They will configure this one. They will configure this one, and I'll take that system. I'll run that configuration on my system. Okay, I'll run that configuration on my system, and I can use how long as I want. Like suppose I want that this for 1 hour, and what I'll do, I'll take this, I'll borrow these services, I'll rent these services from them, and I'll use for 1 hour, and whatever the rent, I'll give them, and I'll send this back. So see, other than spending 70,000 or 1000 USD, I did like this. So my cost will be, not like something like 10 USD. See, so 10 USD, I no need to spend 1000 USD on, whatever the my requirement was. So this was, what cloud is doing. They are providing services. Actually, basically, in three way they are providing services. Three way. That is, this is very, these are very, very important term. Basic of cloud. One is IaaS. One is called IaaS. One is IaaS, that is IaaS, and another one is SaaS, and another one is PaaS. PaaS. I write it the wrong way, so I should write here PaaS. PaaS, and then my next thing is SaaS. This is my actually these are the services which cloud is providing actually. Cloud is providing in three ways. So see, in case of Piaz, what they are doing, in case of Piaz, what they are doing actually, they are providing services on Piaz basis means, do you know about normal system? Normal system with the hardware. If I have a normal system with the hardware, like if I have a normal system without a operating system or application, that is IaaS level of services. IaaS level means if you want to rent the IaaS level, they will give you only hardware. Only hardware means they'll make you configure RAM, they'll configure whatever the hardware. I'm just giving example, HDD hard disk. They'll make you, you know you will rent this from, a cloud. And now in second level, if you install hardware plus, if you have a hardware plus, if you have hardware plus OS installed on this, okay, that is a PaaS level services. If you have a hardware plus OS, that is a PaaS level. And SaaS level means you will get only software here. Only software means something like, we are example is Gmail, right? We are using Gmail. This is example of software as a services. Or can example, I can give an example of Facebook. This is example of software as a services. And Instagram. Many example here actually. Many example here. These are the example of IaaS level, and SaaS level configuration. Actually, they are basically going to provide you services on that. Now, I want to stress here little bit. I want you to think little bit here. See, suppose if you want to configure the infrastructure level, what you will rent? You will rent only hardware. Okay. So to run the application, because you are, why you need to rent only, I ask, why you need to rent only hardware? You might have something, you might, or you may have something, some application which is very confidential. If you want to create one and any application, if I want to create one confidential service, confidential, you know, if I want to create one confidential app, any confidential app, so what I'll do, I'll go to cloud provider, and I'll tell them, please provide me IaaS. I'll configure the IaaS services, means only hardware. I'll add software as per my requirement, whether Linux I'll install, that is my choice, or Mac OS, that is my choice. And whatever the whatever the windows I want, I'll install this. I'll install this on my hardware that I rented from my cloud provider. Then above that, I'll make my application using whatever the language I have to make, right? That I'll use from application. And Prakash bhai, you no need to stress. I'll teach you from ABCD. Okay, don't worry. This is just the overview. I want you to understand overview. Hope so you are understanding. If you have doubt, feel free to ask. And another thing, yes, on prime, on premises. People say on premises usually. On premises or on prime data center. Yeah, yeah. This is the same terminology. Yeah. So and another thing, don't think like, if you ask silly question as well, don't think that might be silly for another person, but that is helpful, that will be helpful for you. Don't judge yourself. I don't want you to know, because I thought this thing in many people. So see, in IaaS level, what we got hardware, and whatever the OS we want, we will install. Linux we want, Mac OS, window, whatever we want, we will install that on our system. And application, whatever the application we want to build, we'll do that. This is the IaaS level of configuration. So the time I'll do practical, actually you will understand more deeply. So this is one thing, this is just the overview. And in IaaS level, see what we will get. We will get hardware plus window, whatever the window we installed, we'll get until here. And if I want to make application, I'll install that, I'll install whatever the required software I need, and I'll build my application here. In case of IaaS level, hardware I'll rent, hardware plus OS, operating system, I'll rent from here, and I'll get each and everything from here. So this is my IaaS level. My final task is to make application, right? My final task is to make application. So SaaS level means what I'll get, I'll get infrastructure as well. I'll get infrastructure as well here. I'll get operating system as well, and I'll get already built application. I just need to go there and use that. Gmail, something like Gmail. I'll go there in the Gmail, whatever the required task, I'll do there, and I'll close that. This in only three ways this cloud are working: IaaS level, PaaS level, SaaS level. And there is a specific term for each and everything. This is called services. They are providing services, actually. They are providing services and service. This is called service, actually. Whatever the service, suppose if I say IaaS level service, I'll call IaaS level service, means I'll get hardware from here. PaaS level service means I'll get hardware plus operating system here, that is a service. Software as a service means I'll get whatever the software, built software, I'll get that. This is the PaaS level services. This is the third page. Now I'll go to DevOps, actually. Now I'll go DevOps. What DevOps is, and end of the class I'll pass this to you, so you can, because this is a GUI way, graphical user interface base, so you can integrate the thing. So this is going like this will go be like this. It's very easy to understand, other than reading some, reading some videos, or no, or listening some video, or reading some papers or something. Yeah, so this is the thing here. Now coming to third side now, DevOps. Now I'm talking about DevOps. This is very very hot topic, and actually trending to automation. DevOps, actually, if I talk a DevOps, some people call this is a culture. Culture means tradition, say they are following something. Methodology, can say. Some people are calling it a methodology, actually. Methodology, can say. I say methodology means some kind of, belief or some kind of method they are following. So this is called methodology. Or in my term, actually, if I talk, this is the integration between DevOps, development team. This is the integration between development team plus operation team, ops team. In IT, actually, I'll tell you before DevOps what people was doing actually. See, as a DevOps engineer, see what is our main target. What is our main target here is our main target is to build one application. Okay, I'll talk about this first. Before that, development plus operational team. I'll talk about this first. So what is our main target as a engineer, whether I'm a developer or whether I'm operational engineer, whether I'm any kind of engineer, any customer, what system development of this is going to work actually. IT SDLC of how is the system development life cycle of any IT is. Okay, so this is coming. Let me make it like 26. I want to show you how SDLC, like system development life cycle of DevOps, can say. DevOps or can say any application. This is the SDLC of any application or any DevOps. So suppose I want to make one application. I want like any like HDFC Bank. Okay, HDFC Bank. They want one app. They want one SMS app. They want one app, SMS app, and they will come to someone. They'll go to some organization. How IT business is actually. Each and every will come, whether he is a tester, whether he is a developer, whether he is XYZ, front end engineer, back end engineers, whatever. All those are going to come under SDLC, that is under system development lifecycle. HDFC want to make one SMS application, and they came to us and they said they have one requirement, they have one plan, they want to make application, then they will come to us and they will have one plan. Then our business analyst will go and will take their plan. Business analyst will go and they will take their plan, whatever their requirement is, how they'll take a plan, and they'll take this plan and they'll go to developer. Then they will go to developer and they will tell them to build the code for SMS HDFC SMS. They will go to a developer and they'll tell them to build SMS app applications code in different language, that can be of PHP, that can be of Java, that can be of Python, or that can be of anything, any language, so many languages, or can be .NET, in .NET. So they'll go to a developer and they'll tell, okay, this is the requirement of the customer, so I want you people to build code for HDFC SMS web SMS services, SMS app services. So you need to write a code in, I'll give them something, like you need to write it down in Python. Okay, you need to write it down in Python. So this will be my requirement with the developer. Now what developer will do? Actually, in any software, here I want to go little deeper, so it will make you people to understand. See, as a developer, what will be my required? As a developer, actually there will be three things. As in any software, there will be a three thing. One will be a front end. Front end means UI, user interface. What we see, this is user interface. Front end. This is a front end. Suppose I am going to a facebook.com. This is a front end of facebook.com. This is a user interface, means what people can see here. This is a user interface of This is a user interface of Facebook, what people can see. This is called front end. Front end user interface, UI, and one thing is a back end, another thing will be a database, DB, database. So front end means there will be different language for front end. If you might have heard about HTML, CSS, Node.js, these are the front end language. If somebody is talking, okay, I am a developer actually. So what are you working? Which languages are you working? I am working in a Node.js. Then you can think that guy is a front end developer. What is doing? He is making front end. Means UI, user interface he is building. And if I go to someone, if I talk with him, backend. Backend means which languages you are working, what are you working. If somebody say I'm working on a Java, if I am working on a Python, I am working on a .NET. It meant he is a backend engineer. He is a backend developer. And if somebody say I'm working on SQL, SQL, MariaDB, MongoDB, then these are the example of database actually. See, any application will have this. I want to make SMS app services or facebook.com. Suppose I want to make one facebook.com, something like facebook.com. I will have each thing, front end, back end, and database. As a DevOps engineer, what we need to do, we need to combine all this together here, front end with the back end with the database. And then if I type some URL of this HDFC bank application, that application, each and everything should pop up. Why we need back? You might ask one question actually, why I need database here. See, customer is going to browse here, right? Every day customer is going to browse on these application services, so we need to keep their data, so we need to integrate database. So backend and front end languages, that is just for user interface, that will be for functioning, that will be for functioning. This is an overview about a developer, what developer is going to do. Now next task came means, see, now next thing will be developer is going to build the code. They are going to build the code and they are going to put that in somewhere, right? They need to keep the code somewhere, right? That is called source code management, SCM, or version control management. Version control management, why we need, see, as a developer, see there, suppose I want to make like 10,000 pages here. See, if I want to make like 10,000 page here from HDFC bank application, okay, so I need to keep, see, there will be so many developer here, they will work. There will be so many, there won't be like single developer or too many, single, or there will be like so many developer, right? At least 10, 20, 15. So if, see, I am working, if someone is working here as a developer one, if someone is a developer one, someone is a developer two, or someone is a developer three, if one is working in the morning, another is working in the evening, another one is working in a daytime. So how another person will know, what he has written, another person have written, what kind of code, how many pages he completed. So what they will do, whatever the code they are writing, they will push their code here in a source code management, that is called version control management. They will push their daily work here. So if tomorrow this third person comes here, means he can see what they have built it, how many pages they have built it. Suppose they have built it 100 pages, okay, so another person will start their work from 101 page. He will start his work from 101 page, because easy to access. That's why we need source code management. Then afterward, next, what will be next? Next will be our CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. This is the actually heart, or can say brain, or heart, can say heart of DevOps. This is a CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery, or can say continuous deployment. Here comes Jenkins, here comes Azure pipeline. We are going to study about Azure, we are going to study about Jenkins plus Azure pipeline here. This is called CI/CD. Now why we need CI/CD? See, whatever the code he is passing here, this developer is passing here, whatever the code he is passing here, we need to build that, right? One page, two page, three, four, five, six, we need to build, right? We need to reach here till 10,000. If I know build that, then if I build one time, means this will be a messy, because I won't understand which code I need to put where, because I'm not a developer here, right? Developer is not going to do that. As a DevOps engineer you are going to do that, because as a DevOps engineer you no need to have a knowledge about anything, any coding language, no need to have a knowledge about that. If you have zero knowledge about that, you no need to, because here see, if developer is pushing one code, I'll merge that, I'll build that, and I'll deploy that. Simple, I'll do here. For that I need, then afterward I need to create one infrastructure. Then I need infrastructure, right? Before building something I need infrastructure. What kind of house I want to make. So infrastructure I'll build from, either I can build from Ansible, or there is a Terraform. From Terraform I can build. And here in source code, actually I forgot to mention here one thing. In source code we are going to study about Git and GitHub. So after creating infrastructure we will deploy that into, if infrastructure, if somebody will go to HDFC SMS application, he will be able to browse that. Here we are going to study, here what we are going to study in case of source code management, we are going to study about Git and GitHub. Yeah, Bitbucket is also same, GitLab is also same, Mercurial is also same. So there are so many. If you know one thing means, it will be enough for you, you will understand what is the integration will be like. So I'll teach you here Git and GitHub plus Azure repo. Two thing I'll teach you here. So this is our functioning, actually this is how DevOps is working. Now apart from this there is a two thing here, Docker. There is a two thing here, Docker plus Kubernetes. So another thing is, mm, so another thing, why we need Docker and Kubernetes now? Because our function is already done, right? Whatever the build we are doing, this is the latest technology, actually this is the latest technology. One way of doing this is, what I can do, I can make one container. There is one specific term, I want you to focus little bit on your term, whatever the technical term, actually container, infrastructure, pipeline, something like yeah, front end, something like something like these particular terminology. So we can run this application inside a container. Inside container we can run application. We can create infrastructure inside Docker, and we can deploy inside Docker as well. So we need a Kubernetes, actually. Kubernetes is for Docker management, container management. In case of Docker it will be like this, actually. In case of Docker it will be like this. Application, whatever the application we are running, application, Docker will be like this. Docker is called container, actually. Container will be like this. Inside container application will be there. Inside container application will be there. If I want, I can run this HDFC application inside container. HDFC app I can run inside. So in end to end, actually, see, containerization become very, people are making content, it's very the time I'll teach you about containerization, about Dockerization, you will understand this technology is very, 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 very good. So so many containers, people see what I can do, actually, for each and every application I can create one container, and application I can run the application inside. So in one system, in normal system, how many application I can run? At least 500 to 600 application here. So see, if I run 5 6 application here in my desktop, in my this laptop, this will hang, it won't work perfectly. But in case of Docker it will work. How it will work, that I'll discuss the time I'll teach you Docker, actually. So to manage those Dockers, to manage this Docker, to manage those container, Kubernetes came into picture. Actually Kubernetes is from Google. Till 2016 this was with Google, then afterward they donated this one to one, I don't know, I don't remember the organization, actually they gave it this technology for free. So they wanted people to understand what Dockerization, what Kubernetes is, actually Docker management is. So that's why they gave this free to the person, actually free to the people. So this is end to end technology, this is end to end understanding about DevOps, actually what DevOps is, how we are going to do end to end. What we will have, actually, we will have one kind of plan, actually customer will have a plan, business analyst will take the plan, He will go to a developer will build the code, and after developer build the code, he will push this code to a source code management or GitHub. From there we will take the code and we'll make one CI/CD. The sound is from my side or from another side? Sound is coming from your side or my side? So we are going to do this. Yeah, yes, yes, please. Yeah, okay, 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 okay. Or otherwise, I can close. Actually, it's already forced. Yeah, yeah. No problem, no problem. We are human beings. It's a part of life. Yeah. So coming here now, you understood, right? This is about overview. This is just overview about DevOps and cloud. So I am going to what I am going to do today. I'll share you this recording as well. You can pass me your. You can pass me your this. Mm, I'll stop the recording here now. Mm,